join us and see what we got. Having fun and doing taking cool shots. Watch our videos, laugh a lot. Well, join us and then care shall be forgot. It's the after show chat with little Aaron, Harold, Angelo, can't you see? It's the after show chat. We'll have some fun. Gang going nuts. We don't know what else to sing about. So I'll throw it in. Something. The clock is ticking and time to start the show. What time it ends, we just don't know. Hopefully Mrs. Dufrene doesn't wake up. Oh, Mrs. Dufrene. Once it's certain we're all happy friends. And all together the fun never ends. So stick around and watch with us. Is the after show chat.
Get your butt to bed, Harold Dufrene.
Yo, this is Clownvis, host of Clownvis to the Rescue, and you're watching the After Show Chat. I thought you knew. Whoop, whoop.
All right, thank you, Clownvis. Thank you, Clownvis, for the intro. All right, gang, it's a Sunday night. Jen's in the house. Travis, but we're gonna hear from Travis in a little bit. He's gonna let us know what's spinning in a little bit. Now, as everybody moseys on in, I think the football game's over and on the channel, and probably people will start coming moseying on in. Steve Templar and all of that. Gene will be here in the ASAP, so we're all good, Gene. We're all good.
And you know who else we got? We got Mr. Harold Dufrene.
Hey, we got now. Oh, all right. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve Templar. Little Erin is missing tonight. She is under the weather. So
yeah,
well wishes to little Erin. She will be back on Wednesday.
That's right.
Fingers crossed, and live Tuesday on TikTok. So
that's right.
But while we're doing that, I'm surfing in the back over here. I'm at the beach, just surfing and hanging over here at the beach. And tonight we have a special guest. Well, little Erin's in the chat. We miss you, little Erin. We miss you.
Babe.
Yeah, we miss you. It'll be all good. Any questions, little Erin, you were going to ask? You could ask right there. We'll throw them right in the screen. So, special guest tonight, Perry from Travoltas. Perry, the Travoltas have been one of my favorite bands for a long time, and I'll talk about that in a little bit. But their sound is so unique. They've been called the Beach Boys of pop punk, or I just call it good music, though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play a little intro video, and then when we come back from the intro video, we are gonna welcome Perry from the Travoltas.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Let's roll the little video. Oh, I'm sorry, I was singing. All right, let's welcome Perry from the Travolta. Hey, Perry, how you doing, my man?
Hey.
Doing great. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you for coming on, and we appreciate your time coming on, and we are gonna just appreciate all your time. I know you're on the East Coast over there. We were gonna have Dan from also, but he found out that it would be 3:30 in the morning in Amsterdam. But
he's sleeping right now.
Shame on him.
Good night.
Good night, Dan.
Shame on him. Perry, I would like to know to start off. Tell me about the history of the band. When did y'all start the Travoltas? When did the band start?
So we started around 1990. We Vince, original guitar player, founding member. We were together in a couple of bands before that. Most notably, one punk rock band, street punk band called Crisis, which roughly translates to crisis. And out of that came the Travoltas. We really wanted to do something more melodic. We were at that time heavily influenced by, of course, the Ramones, but also Bad Religion and a little bit of the Beach Boys. The major switch to that sound came a little bit later, but at that time we were very, very fast. We were listening to a lot of Exploited, so there was still room for a lot of street punk, but we wanted to bring in that just that melodic element that Bad Religion did so well. So we were big Bad Religion fans, obviously, and that's how we got started. We started in a small town, our hometown, and wasn't really much of a punk rock scene, so which kind of motivates us to do more of that,
You had to create your own scene. You had to
exactly.
take it in your own hands.
The beautiful thing of that town was that it didn't really matter if you were a metalhead or a punk rocker or an anarchist. We all found each other because we were the only non-pop people there. So it was a scene nonetheless. But and once we moved to the nearest college town, then that's when things started taking off, and we found different musicians that were more in line with what we wanted to do, and then we started recording demos and basically started growing and doing more shows, and eventually release records.
Right.
Where y'all going? I know you started the band, and didn't you go to college? Y'all just went to college and y'all just kept the band going while you were in college too?
Yeah. So we started the band, which was at the end of high school, I would say. I don't really know exactly when we started the band. It was around 1990 when we quit the other band, and then we were like briefly a death metal band, and then it might have existed at the same time. I'm not really sure anymore, but so
I could not imagine your vocals in a death metal.
Well, I wasn't the singer.
Oh, okay. I was about to say I could not imagine.
No, me neither.
What instrument did you play in the?
Playing the drums, and that's how I started in Travoltas, being the drummer and singer at the same time. We did that for about a good 6 years, I think, until we thought, okay, let's focus on the vocals and then get a different drummer. So I was also missing like the just a connection with the audience. When you're behind a drum kit, it's just a very different feel.
Yeah.
The backbone and stuff.
But whenever you were playing drums, I mean, your voice is incredible. If nobody, and I encourage everybody to go listen to the Travoltas. I mean, you guys are an incredible band, and you're an incredible singer in my book for sure.
Thank you.
So whenever you were playing drums, you knew that you could sing, and you were like, man, I gotta get up front.
I never saw myself as a like a natural singer. I wanted to sing because what I heard what Bad Religion was doing, and I listened to a lot of like singers like Sinatra, Elvis.
Yeah.
Not that I wanted to sing like that, or even imagine to come close, but that's what I liked. You know, I enjoyed singing. I don't see myself as a real singer. Like a real singer knows really how to sing.
Yeah.
I may know how to hold a note, but um, uh, I don't tend to go out of my comfort zone. You know, I know
Yeah.
my limitations, and I
And
do
you
what
work
I do, and that's fine.
and you work around those, right? I'm sorry, you're going. I'm glad you're going to see Bad Religions in May. Bad Religion in May,
Cool.
Crystal.
I'm jealous.
Congratulations.
I'd like to see him.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to see them also.
Yeah.
Very.
I-
Where did you gather most of your like? Where did you hunt and gather most of your like influences in your music from at that time?
Well, in the beginning, it was really Bad Religion, The Exploited,
Like magazines and like stores.
oh
and
yeah,
stuff?
yeah. MTV a little bit, because at that time we had what's that show called? It was like 4 hours on a Sunday or
Oh,
something. It's like,
120 minutes or something.
yeah, something like
120.
that. I guess it was 2 hours, but maybe it
Yeah.
felt like 4 hours. Stuff like that. I
It
think
was a 240 minute.
Yeah, it was
They got the Netherlands version. They got the 440
probably.
480.
So yeah, it was basically that. Not so much magazines. It was really like also meeting people, like-minded people, trading. We still traded a fair amount of tapes in the 90s. So tape
Right.
trading.
Did you have a local zine also?
In our college town, yeah, very much so. Not only punk rock, it was really, again, like in our original hometown, like all the alternative bands, the hardcore bands, the alternative rock, we all knew each other. We went to the same bars, talk about music, you know, nerding out about like guitar tones and shit, like stuff like that, you know, and everybody would go see each other's shows and have a good time. So it was really a big musical family in that. It's really, really cool place to start a band for sure.
That sounds that might be like that time. I couldn't imagine. It might have been just so magical to you at that time.
It was because we were at the right age. The city's called Tilburg. It's in the south of Holland, and it was just the perfect place to be in the early mid 90s because there were so many clubs, not only where you can play, but so many clubs where you could go to listen to alternative music, and there was just a wide variety of it. You know, there was a lot of Britpop at the time. Oasis was huge.
Yeah.
Weezer was coming up. Green Day was coming up. You got Nirvana, of course. People went nuts about punk rock, death metal. You know, it was just a great time for any alternative genre, and we all met in that city and hung out. It was just a wonderful time to be a musician.
The 90s, early 90s, mid 90s. I mean, that was such a great time too for pop punk, and everything was just kind
Cheers,
of
everyone.
exploding.
Oh, yeah.
Cheers. And so the first when your first album came out when about 2000.
We had an EP in '96, and our first full-length album was '97. That was by California.
Yeah, okay.
That was like very fast skate punk like, very, very fast. Yeah, happy stuff.
Yeah, and then I never heard that. I never heard that EP. I must.
Yeah, the EP was not a international release. We re-released it on a compilation later on. I think it was the early 2000s or end of the 90s, maybe. That was still like half of what we would do later on, plus some of the street punk leftovers that we still supplement our live shows with, you know.
Yeah. And then what album? What was the first album that the after that? That was
Modern World when we
yes.
Marky Ramone. He produced that one. We went to Brooklyn to record it, and that really set things in motion. That album did really open up a lot of doors for us.
Wow. Yeah.
So y'all went to Brooklyn to record that album?
Yeah. So
Wow.
let me back up a little bit. And in the summer of '97, we went on tour as opening act for Marky. It was a European tour. Marky Ramone and his band was at that point was still called the Intruders. So it was Marky Ramone and the Intruders. Great band, and we got along really well with the band. It was like 4 or 5 weeks throughout Europe. It was awesome time, and he really liked what we were doing live, and we played him some shows or some songs that we were working on at the time for the follow-up album, and he was interested in producing it. So obviously we were, super happy with that, to be able to work with a Ramon, and Marky was really, really open to our sound, and he took it many levels further. So yeah, that was an amazing experience. And when that album hit, there was just a lot of buzz around it because we worked with a Ramon, especially in Holland. That was quite unique, and that opened up a lot of doors. Bigger shows, and eventually getting a really nice deal to do the Team Beat album shortly after that.
Yeah, wow. That album, did y'all have to pay to go to Brooklyn, or did the record label pay you guys?
That was all record label, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
It just thinking of how things work.
But those were the times, it sounds weird now, like bands. Yeah. Most bands that are not on a major pretty much self-finance everything. Maybe the record company will pay for the pressing or something of the vinyl, or but back in those days you would get an advance from a publisher if you would sign to a publishing company, and with that money you could either buy better guitar or spend it on studio time, and
yeah, that I know that just I mean, because I mean I was around that, in that time, but it's just amazing to think about now how hard it is for independent musicians to do. You wouldn't hear that nowadays, like
no,
I'm going to go to Brooklyn and record it out. It's
right.
And I mean, no offense to the Travoltas, but around that album the first time, I mean, it wasn't like you guys were.
Oh, exactly.
Arena.
Right, and it wasn't a massive budget either. If you hear some of these budgets that these rock acts would get, we're talking about, $300,000-400,000 to record an album. Half of it going to a producer. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Wow.
Good times, I guess. Good times for everyone, right? Good music to listen to, and people were getting paid, and 100%. Making a living and bringing out good records.
Yeah. Whenever you came out with that album and then the follow-ups with that, were y'all doing decent? Were y'all making living doing y'all music at that point?
Yeah, not so much from the album sales, but we played a lot, and we played a lot. Even when we weren't touring, we would do weekend shows like in Holland or Germany, and whatever was in Reach, Belgium. We would just do like 3-4 shows a week. And that would sustain us, I would say, at a minimum living standard, but enough to to continue and to grow as a band. And if when you're young and you're ambitious, you're willing to make all kinds of sacrifices. You go on tour, you sleep on the floor, no problem. You're right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. And you have those dreams, and it's you could accomplish anything until you get older. Then
you get used to other things, and you have different things on your mind, and just getting to the next show.
Yeah, because I think I must have discovered y'all right around that time, because I think. I remember either reading Maximum Rock and Roll Review or something, and now that you say Marky Ramone produced your first record,
right?
It was probably because of that I even took a chance on you guys, and I immediately fell in love with the sound. I mean, you guys sound terrific. I mean, Do you like the term when people say, "Oh, the Travoltas are like the Beach Boys of pop punk," or "Beach Boys of punk"? Do you
Yeah, I don't think it's I think it's a compliment because I'm a
I do
huge Beach
too.
Boys fan. I think there's no better band in the world than the Beach Boys. So to me, that's a huge compliment. And obviously, we took a lot from the Beach Boys, and we took a lot from the Ramones, and later on, we took a lot from the Cars. So it's
Yeah.
it makes sense that people see us like that because that's maybe also our intention to sound punk rock, but also with a surf California harmony style vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I could definitely tell now that you say that. I could definitely tell the Cars
Right.
influence in the music too. I mean, definitely hear that. But I find it always weird. I mean, I'm sure you got this before, but kind of sound like a California surf band, and from the Netherlands.
Right. It's just that the longing for the beach weather, the beach culture. When you're in a town where it seems that it rains every fucking day of the year, and nobody else likes high school movies from the 80s, and nobody else likes the California lifestyle but us. Pretty much like a motivation to just go all the way, right?
Oh yeah. I feel that, man.
Yeah.
I live in Seattle. I get
Oh
it.
well. I don't need to tell you.
Did you have you? And I'm sure you have touring and whatnot. But have you visited California, the coast, and
Right,
everything?
many times. I lived in Seal Beach for
Oh, nice.
at the end of the '90s. I lived there for a while.
Oh.
Try to go there once a year. Yeah, many times.
Awesome. So the band right now, are y'all all living in? I mean, you're living in the States, right?
Right.
And most of the other band is living in the Netherlands now, or are they all scattered all over?
Yeah, we got two guys in Amsterdam. Woody and Dan are in Amsterdam, and then Eric and Tim are in Antwerp in Belgium,
Wow.
and Mickey is in our hometown.
Okay.
Wow.
Right.
And Angelo, you thought we had it bad across the United States, and they're all over the place over there.
Yeah, man.
I gotta ask you, you have many songs, 3 or 4 that I know of about Randy. And you always think about, is Randy a real person or is Randy a fictional character?
I'd say fictional / semi autobiography / a friend I have.
Okay.
It's a little bit of everything, mostly, but put that together, it's pretty much fictional. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I was hoping that Randy, if it was based on a real person, that he wasn't dead because of
He didn't die. No.
Okay, because Goodbye Randy. That was good. That was good. What is your favorite Randy song? My personal one is "Run Randy Run." The early.
I think I think that was my favorite too. That's the most quirky one.
Yes.
Most Cars like. Yeah, I'd say that's my favorite one too.
Yeah, that's a very good song. That was one of the early ones too, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. Yeah, that was a good one. Y'all had a lot of releases and in the beginning, and then right. I want to ask you something. I've heard in an interview before that you used to live in an abandoned school or something.
Right. Correct.
Okay. Wow.
I was living in Seal Beach until end of 2001, and then I moved back to the Netherlands, and I didn't really have a place to stay, and I didn't want to go back to my parents.
Yeah.
Not because of my parents, but just as a 26-year-old man, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So
it was a different time back then. Now people want to move in back in with their parents. And then back then,
no, that and I had a friend who he lived in a squat, which was an abandoned school building. It was gigantic. There were a lot of artists living there, a lot of musicians, a lot of artists, all kinds of artists.
Yeah, just a
Um,
quirky atmosphere, probably.
Yeah, well, it was a really cool place because it was, I lived there only for a year, but all we did was make music. And it was
Wow.
very Spartan. I remember like we had like an improvised shower, like a hose out of a wall. And luckily the water was warm, but I had like maybe one cooking plate, but we loved it because from the morning until the night we were making music, we were writing because you can make all the noise in the world.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. And people would come in and out and join, and it was just a really cool period. And that's where most of the endless summer stuff happened too. And
Wow.
that's when also where the party album was recorded.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Wow. That blows me away because that sound, and if people don't know, and Chris, I'm going to get to your question in 1 second, but if people don't know, the party album is like a live album, and,
Right.
and it sounds like y'all at the beach, just sitting around by the beach playing makeshift drums and maybe a guitar, acoustic, and drinking beer. You hear the
Right.
bottles in the background. So that was recorded in the school.
Yeah, so we recorded a few things prior, and then we invited a lot of people, and then we would sing along and play along. So we would have like some reference point that we could play along with. So it wasn't like total chaos because it was like maybe like 30 people, and we started early, but there was enough beer to last like weeks. So at the end, things got pretty interesting, but we still wanted to record an album. So
Yeah.
so we had a bunch of mics up, and people were just having a good time, and we would just play like the backing track, and we would just play along and start singing, and everybody would join and find percussion out of like an ashtray or something like stuff like that. It was just all organic, and it was so much fun to have people in our squad at abandoned school building and making that album.
And I'm going to tell you what, that record, it came right around the endless summertime, right? It was right after endless summer, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
And
we released the album in 2003, and I was living there. Yeah, let's say end of 2001 until early. Yeah, at the end, maybe summer 2002, maybe a little after.
Yeah, and for myself, like the Endless Summer album, and if y'all don't, and if everybody watching later on, go check it out because that's really the album that really. I mean, I knew you guys before, but the Endless Summer was like, oh, man, this is. And then when the party came out, and if y'all don't know, like I said, it's like a little live out. It's all, and they play covers. They play The Thing You Do.
Right.
It's just a fun album. I mean, really, it really is. And you hear the beer bottles, everybody's having fun. And I had no clue it was really live until, honestly.
Yeah, we obviously we did a total ripoff of the Beach Boys party album, including the cover, but yeah, it was just it was also nice to do something like that instead of another studio album, and because we were kind of burned out after the Endless Summer tour, which is just brutal. It was like almost like 6 months nonstop shows, and first it was Italy and then Holland and then the US and then Europe, all back to back. So we were pretty burned out. So we would think, okay, maybe we should just do nothing for a year, but we can do that. So we ended up doing the party album.
Yeah, I remember. Well, I remember to this day. I remember that album being really. It's one of those things in your memory that you just remember seeing the ad and everything else. I want to get to Chris. I want to jump back into that. But Krista wants to know. She has a fun question for you, Perry. If you had the choice and could play with any punk band around,
dead or alive.
Yeah, Chris. Either way. If Chris,
it's a tough one.
Dead or alive. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. The Ramones, of course. The Ramones.
Yeah.
But that's unlikely.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that's gonna happen. Maybe.
Bad Religion would be a close second, I'd say. I don't know. It wouldn't be a good fit, but I would definitely would like to play with the Exploited or GBH because I'm a huge fan of their work,
Yeah,
and they
that would be.
probably think they're a bunch of sissies with our harmonies, surf sound, but
You never know.
I'll take their insults. That's fine.
That's
They
fine.
have the street cred to do that. Come on.
I want to ask you one more thing before I want to jump back into the music one thing, but I have a question for you. Have you ever, and have you ever heard from any of the Beach Boys like it said, "Hey, yo, you guys are pretty good for a pop punk band"?
No, I did have the fortune of meeting Mike Love and Bruce Johnston at a backstage event, but yeah, I'm just such a fanboy. I'm not going to talk about my band.
Yeah,
You know, like
Oh,
I'm in the
100%.
band too. You want to listen to? No, I'm not going to do that. So
Get out of here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, everybody. Is it everybody? Is it?
yeah, right. So yeah, no, never had any comments. I don't even know if they're aware of us. Probably
Yeah,
not.
yeah, probably
Right.
not. I just wondered if Mike Love called you up and said, "No, Perry, oh, really did good on that Party album." I tell you,
That would be cool. He'd probably sue us for infringement.
yeah. Maybe you don't want to hear from him. Maybe you don't want to hear from him.
Yeah.
And then after Party, y'all came up with a high school reunion. And I
Right.
tell you what, I'll be honest with you, Perry. When y'all came out with that, it was such a different vibe
Right.
to that album. It's like almost like an 80s, I guess, vibe.
Yeah.
Is that what y'all trying to do? Like make it like
Yeah.
the 80s?
The idea was to write an album in a style that could fit in like an 80s high school movie soundtrack.
Ooh.
You know,
Definitely could hear that.
lyric wise, with the synths and everything, and just that whole theme that was something that we didn't explore enough, I felt, and I think we kind of crystallized what we wanted to do there.
Shit.
At the
Can't
same
sure.
Yeah, at the same time, it was also like an album where we felt like, at least I felt like that might have been the last Travoltas album because there was not much left in my book to do. And I sensed the same feeling with the guys, especially with the live shows. It became a little bit of a oh, we got to do that again. So the fun was gone. Vince had left the band 2 years before, so things were a little different. We still, we would still be on great terms, and to this day, of course, one of my best friends. But it was very different at that time, and it was a little bit of maybe like a closure, sort of a closure of a period. And after that, when we well, I won't go there yet because I'm sure you're gonna touch on it, but that was sort of like in my mind almost like, okay, maybe this will be our final attempt of crystallizing the sound.
Right, because I did get that feeling too whenever I heard when it came out. It was like, man, this feels like a closer, like
Right.
a close like a and I mean y'all didn't release music for a good while after that.
Yeah,
I thought y'all had broken up. And
we
I didn't
did
think
we did break up.
Yeah, and I didn't think we'd ever hear any more music from Travoltas, But I tell you what, that high school reunion. And let me ask one question, real easy. Living in an abandoned in school, did that kind of influence high school reunion?
To be honest, not. No, because that was like almost 3 years prior. At that time, our lives were very different, and what we did with the high school reunion is taking our music to Japan for the first time, which was great. So that was definitely the highlight of that period. But at the same time, the music scene in Holland was changing a lot, and which was at that point still our main yeah, our main bread and butter, so to speak, in terms of live shows, like in between tours, and that was winding down. And then you got to make a choice, like what are we going to do? Are we going to become like a hobby band even in our own hometown, or are we just are we happy with what we have achieved, and is this it? Maybe this is all that we could get out of it from an ambition point of view. And we decided the latter. Okay, we got a good run, we're happy with what we achieved, we saw the world, we've met a lot of crazy, interesting, awesome people, and this is it. So it was sort of like a nice, peaceful closure there.
Yeah, and people watching later on, you really should go check out that High School Reunion album. I'll be honest with you, it kind of threw me for a loop at first, but I listened to that album a lot. I listen to it a lot now, and I guess maybe it grew on me or something.
Yeah, I guess it's one of those albums. Lyrically, it's not a very uplifting album. It's definitely a little bit more realistic.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And I love that the little clip of the Pac-Man part.
Right.
I forget the song, but it's right in there, and it's really a good album.
There's a lot of 80s references for sure.
80s references for sure. But that's what makes you guys at the time unique, and it was always and I'd rather a band try something than get stale and just keep on following the same footprints over and over and over. And I think that's why the Travoltas, why it's always fresh. And because I'm going to talk about the later music, but after High School Reunion, what did you do? Did you start doing something else?
So my wife and I, well, at that point we weren't married yet, but we decided to. Well, she wanted to continue her studies, and I thought, okay, maybe this would be a good time to go back to college and do something else. So we moved to Florida. Pensacola, Florida. We went to college there.
Wow.
Had an awesome time there. Great university there, and I started working for a TV station there.
Oh, come on.
Learned a lot about video production, TV production, and TV directing, and stuff like that. So I that for me was like really a good way to start over. Not only I left my hometown and all the music behind, but just a fresh start, something completely different, still creative, I'd say, but different. And then later on we would move to Boston several years later. Wow. And we lived there for about like 10 years.
Wow. How long did y'all live in Pensacola? I'm just curious.
What, 2.5, 3 years? No, 3 years. Yeah. 2.5, 3 years. Yeah.
You should have called me. I would have went see y'all. I mean, that's only about 3.5 hours from.
Yeah. We went to New Orleans quite a bit.
Oh well,
yeah. Weekend trip.
You should have called me. I would have. I mean, no, just. I would have brought the beer. We could have had a good time. But and then y'all, you guys made a little comeback, and y'all started making new music again, right?
Yeah. So the idea was to do a comeback show, and that was, I believe, 2014. So there's like a good 7 years in between, I think, between the split, 7 or 8 years.
Right.
And we would just do a comeback show. And that was it. And that was great. We did it in our hometown, and Vince joined us again, and all the old guys, they would come up stage and play a few songs, and it was just a great night. And then we started thinking, like, oh, it felt good. Anyone has a few songs? Yeah, sure. Well, let's keep writing, and let's write a few songs and see what we got. No ambition, like no plan, nothing. And then we released an EP, 4-track. That was 2015, I think.
Right.
Not really sure.
Around that time, I have all your stuff up here for my reference, but
or 16 or something. And then we thought, okay, I believe we did another show after that, and then we thought, okay, let's do a full album, and that was 2017 when
Right. Until
album
we hit
came.
the shore.
Until we hit the shore. I just had to think of what on earth the title was. Thank you.
And I tell you what, that I was so excited when when the new music hit, and I really enjoyed that album too. Again, always changing the sound up a little bit, a little different, a little bit different sounding.
Yeah.
And then just recently, even new. Well, I mean, it's new to me. Well, it's not new to me, but it is newer. The one with Back to the
City EP, that was 22, I believe. Yeah,
22.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, that one sounds even more different. I mean, that one more sounds like a 80, like not really. I don't think it's more.
It's a little bit more hard rock, I would say.
Hard rock, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You guys always surprise me because whenever you see a Travolta release,
you never know what you're gonna get.
You never know.
Which is also our downfall, I think. We also have an album called Club Nouveau, which a lot of people just don't want to talk about. So
even to bring that one up,
it's right. So if people don't know what to do with that one, I don't know what to do with that one. To be honest, like what on earth what we were thinking, but time it made sense. So.
I'll be honest with you. That one don't get too much rotation on my.
And some people love it, and some people just don't want to mention it. And I get it. It's not for everyone.
I mean, I'll mention it, and I've listened to
it. followed by some cursing.
I always try to be positive, and no matter what the music, it's people put effort into the music, and maybe it might not be your cup of tea, but other people will like it. And I never don't like to put down music because you work hard on it. People. We did.
We did. But at the same time, you know that if you're gonna do something different, stylistically, you may lose some and you may win some. That's just what it is,
Yeah.
And I respect that. I respect people who prefer Modern World album over the High School Reunion. I get it.
Yeah, 100%. Me too. I can imagine. Yep. And I bet that High School Reunion, people were like, "Oh no, this." Too many
synths. Too 80s.
I can imagine. I can imagine you get the feedback. Jeff wants to know, whenever you were in Pensacola, did you know who this bike is a pipe? I think it's a band. Bike is a pipe bomb. Did you ever hear it?
No, I wasn't really into the music scene, to be honest, at the time. I did see maybe one or two shows, but I was really focused on working at the TV station and doing that kind of stuff. I deliberately didn't want to get into a band or do anything music because I wouldn't say I became bitter after we quit with the Travoltas, but I just didn't want to do it anymore at that point, because I knew, okay, then we're going to go into that cycle again where I have to release something and then we have to play. And if it doesn't work out, then I'm in the same position as I was when I left. So I wanted to just start fresh and just deliberately just stay away from any new stuff for a while.
Yeah,
didn't last that long. As soon as I hit Boston, I started a new band. So,
what band you started in Boston?
It was called I Am Next. So we released one record and we did a couple of shows, and I was playing guitar and singing, and it was great. It was great guys to work with, and that was awesome.
I have to look that up. I didn't even know that. I Am Next. Wow. Check that out. Well, I see it right here. I guess. Yeah. How to Tell Phonies from.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Oh, I can't wait to listen to that. Now I'm gonna take a listen. I'll let you know what I think.
I don't think it's too far removed from Travolta's. It's like the Dinosaur Jr. version of the Travoltas, maybe.
I'm curious. I'm gonna definitely. Who came up with the name Travoltas, and why did you come up with it? How do you come up?
Yeah, that was none of us, to be honest. when we started out, we didn't know what to call it, and one of the guitar players at the time, who was no longer with us when we made the first EP, he was already gone. He coined that term. This was before Pulp Fiction came out, so John Travolta was not popular. It was sort of like a forgotten, relic from the late 70s.
Right.
And so we wanted to have a name like, like a family name, like the Ramones, and or like, something that sounded like the Pretenders or something, like something blah blah blah.
The
Yeah, so you thought, oh, why don't we call it Travoltas? Oh, okay. Wasn't really super stoked about it, but got to start with something. And we thought of changing it many times, even when we released the records, but people remembered it, and it stuck with a lot of people, so we just kept going with it. But the guy bailed after like a year or so, and then we were stuck with the name. So thanks.
He cursed y'all with the name. I like the name, but I wish y'all would have all taken the Travolta's last name, like the Ramones, and it would have been Perry Travolta.
Yeah,
and y'all have a John Travolta. Oh yeah, that's John Travolta.
Right. the real one. But the problem is that in the beginning, at least, like people would confuse us with like a disco act or something.
Yeah,
when they didn't know. And there is one. One. I think they're from Canada or something. And I've reached out so many times, like, your songs are on our Spotify list. Please change. And they never respond. So maybe chances are they're not listening, but maybe if someone knows them.
We have Steve from Canada that watches. Steve, do you know?
Oh, he must know him. He's from Canada.
Do you know the Travoltas from the Canada one? Not because sometimes I'm looking up stuff for Travoltas, and here's this I'll say it, bozo band that comes up, and it's like, this ain't the Travolta.
That's not the real Travoltas.
This ain't the Travoltas I want.
They should just call themselves the Canadian Travoltas and just get it over with.
Yeah, and it's a lot of times, like, I was doing stuff for the show and trying to find artwork and stuff to put up, and I'm looking up Travoltas, and of course you see so many pictures of John Travoltas come up, and it's like, oh, that's not
that's what I have to live with.
There's your burden.
Since 1990. So
maybe one day they'll send a John Travolta's check for one of his movies to you by mistake, and
that would be nice.
That would be nice. All right, Steve. Thank you. Steve said he's going to go kick their doors in. And
thank you, Steve. I owe you. I owe you several beers for that. Thank you.
Don't tell that to Steve. He'll get you up on it. And then and now you're doing a lot of you have a studio, right?
Right. So I had a studio in Stockholm in Sweden when we were there for like 4 years, and it was a great place to work from. Right now, it's sort of a makeshift thing. I'm solely focusing on mixing right now, so I don't really record any bands or any artists here. So it's only mixing until I get a proper space again, which will likely be later this year. Or we're planning to move at one point, but this is especially like the 4 years in the studio was just great because there's just a lot of great music that I was able to work on and work with really amazing bands and artists that trusted me with their music. So it was really awesome.
And I did not know, and that's what I wanted to tell you earlier when we were talking. But I'm listening to a new band lately, the Odorants, and I was listening to it today, and I said, man, this album, maybe yesterday, over the weekend, anyway, one of those things. Anyway, I said, man, this album sounds really good. I said, man, the sound is excellent. And then I'm doing research, and I find out that you mixed it.
Yeah, produced it and mixed it. They came over about a year and a half ago. They came over to record it. Prior to that, we worked on the songs and they did some pre-production. They came over because they're from Finland, so for them it was very easy to come over to Stockholm. It's just like a boat ride, and so they came over like 4 times actually, to record the album. and then I mixed it in the fall of, I think, 22, and then they started shopping the record around, and it's just a great band to work with. Very talented, very good musicians, very good songwriters, and they know what they want, and they just great to work. I think the album is great.
Oh yeah,
great songs, great song. It just came out, like, I think a week ago.
Yeah, it came out. That's why I was just listening to it recently.
Some really good videos too. They got like 4 videos out now. It's really
check
cool.
them out. I'm going to go check out the video. I didn't check out the video.
Me too.
Yeah, because it showed up on my release radar on my Spotify lives, and I was
the album is called "Love Songs Never Die" by the Deodorants. It's a great record. I think people are going to hear from them more because
I believe so too. I've been getting good vibes from them. They've been making a lot of lists. Publications that I've been reading. They've been making a lot of lists.
A lot of people start to notice in them. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, and it surprised me when I found out today that you did it. I was like, man, no wonder it sounds so good. I mean, the band is good. Point blank.
Thank you. Well, the band has to be good to begin with.
It has to be good. Yeah.
They got to have the songs, and the performances were just real awesome.
Yeah, we have a little band too. Maybe you can mix us and make us sound good.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm just joking with you, Perry. So Perry, future wise, are y'all planning on new music for Travoltas, or?
Well, we always are writing. It's just a matter of finishing it. We have. We may have like 20 songs, and maybe 2 are finished.
Wow.
2 are demoed, so we got a long time to go. I don't know if we will be able to pull everything together and everybody together to record a whole album, but I would like to, to continue to release new music, and maybe it would be a song or a split or an EP. But maybe, maybe by some weird chance we will all find some time and make and finish the record. I think it's also me that is just too busy with other things, because I do have to finish the demos. I do have to mix it and stuff, and while I love doing it, there are also other projects to work on that sometimes most of the times take priority. So
yeah, and I imagine now with the studio and everything else, I mean that's a lot of your priority time too, because it's probably
and I'm not the only one, because Woody, our drummer, has a studio. He does a lot of stuff for TV and film, so he's always busy. And our keyboard player Tim, he has a studio in Belgium. And he's always recording and mixing and producing bands. So we're all very busy on that spectrum too. So it's not like, okay, now we're home from our day jobs, so now we have time. No, we don't. So
yeah.
Like the guys who have to put it together, they're not the guys who have all the time. And I think none of us have, because we all have busy jobs and stuff. So
yeah. It's like everybody has to grow up and make it, not really grow up, but we all got to make a living now. We all have
got to make a living, and most of us have kids.
Yeah.
So not that it's an excuse not to finish songs, but it's just like, okay, am I gonna finish a Travoltas record, or am I gonna finish the Deodorants record?
Yeah,
that's the choice. So obviously you choose the Deodorants record, so the Randall's record, so whatever I'm working on at the time.
Yeah, you did the Randall's record too?
Yeah. Wow. The last one, the Kick, and the last 2 singles. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, mixed.
No, that's another good one. I'm just gonna follow y'all, and whatever music I know it's gonna be a good record. I'm sure you're not gonna stink. I'm sure you're not mixing stinkers. I would imagine, but
a record that kind of I don't think it flew under the radar, but that I also really like was a EP for the Mouths from Australia. Which was a really fun project to work on, because it was really a classic Ramones style, very uplifting and very, very punchy sound they had. So it was a lot of fun to mix that one.
I'm gonna tell you what, you must be on my playlist, because all these bands you mentioned always show up on my new release radar on Spotify. So we must be connecting or something because all these bands are showing up on my play.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure I'm supposed to say this, but I think I'm okay. There's some stuff coming out from the Stivs and the Huntingtons that I've worked on too. So
Ooh, awesome.
very happy with those projects. Those guys are great to work with as well.
And that split EP y'all did with the Huntingtons was fantastic too. And I mean, that was a very and the one with the Young Rochelle.
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun too.
Those two songs are killer. I love those songs on there too. So let me I think I've covered everything I wanted to ask you, Perry. Angelo, you have anything else you want to
Do you have any questions for us?
I really like the theme song. Who wrote it? It brought me to it sounded like the Cars what's that album, the quirky one, what's that? This escapes me now.
I don't know. Well, that's Little Aaron who wrote the music for that.
It's really cool. I really dig it.
I came up with the melody for that song.
Yeah, I came up with the lyrics. I did something. I came up with the lyrics, but and I sang it. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could do anything with this voice, but Lil Aaron is a very talented musician, and
he's also an engineer too with music.
Oh, okay. Well, it sounds really cool.
Thanks.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate it. And we are going to be on the lookout, Perry, for new music, and anything else you'll come up with. And I encourage everybody, please go listen to the Travoltas if he did it. I think you're really going to enjoy. You're going to dig it. They're a great band. They gave me, Perry, y'all gave me many years. You got me through tough times. I love music and
It's
music.
great to hear, man.
Yeah, music. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. And,
Harold, we got to ask that special question.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna ask you that in 1 sec. But I just want to let y'all know, you and the band, through tough times, music always plays an important part of my life, and you guys really pull me through some tough times.
Well, that's awesome. That's awesome to hear. Thank you for sharing that.
All right. We have one more question, and this is a Ramona question that we ask all our guests at the end, and it's a fun question. If you would have a chance, somebody has 2 tickets. You could go see Motley Crue right now as the current state of Motley Crue, or you get a ticket to go see Billy Joel playing Billy Joel, the music, what he's doing now, not in the past, but right now. Which one are you going to pick, Motley Crue or Billy Joel?
I'll go see Motley Crue. I saw Motley Crue in the past, and I've seen videos of how they are now. But I think I'd still go see them. It's Motley Crue. Fuck it. I don't care if it's good, if it's bad. It's still Motley Crue.
All right. Well, your prize is you're going with Jeff and Little Aaron and Gene and Ramona to go see Motley Crue. So
wow.
Yeah. So me and Angelo is going to Billy Joel.
DJ.
Okay. All right.
Perry, I thank you so much for taking your time on a Sunday night. I know you're a busy man, and
thank you very much for having me. It was awesome to talk to you guys.
It was awesome talking to you, my man, and I thank you so much. And I hope one day you had a good time, and we can make it work, and you and Dan could come on, and we could talk a little bit more. Maybe in the future or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and you're a friend of the show now, and we'll always look out for you. And Steve, you get to Canada, go knock on those Travoltas doors over there. Hey, Steve, yes, me, Billy Joe, Angelo, Harold, and 15,000 boomers are going to be over there. All right, what can we do? We'll be singing Piano Man while you go see Motley Crue without Mick Mars.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Oh, yeah. I didn't consider that.
I heard they don't even play their own instruments there.
But it will be fun to see them in their current state.
That's what most people say. It's more of show. You never know
Like
what's
a
going to happen.
vaudeville act at this point.
Yeah, 100%.
Might be
All
connected
I
to
still got
IVs.
Tommy Lee, it's always
Yeah,
pull
you do.
it together.
Yeah, I know you're a drama, so I know you
Yeah.
appreciate that. Yeah.
If he does that thing with the drums where the drums
Oh,
turn around,
yeah.
I'm happy. That's enough.
Yeah.
I'm easy to please.
And I think I have somebody on here who want to go. All right, Gene. So you got somebody else going to your Motley Crue concert.
Okay, awesome. I'm not alone. Front row.
All right, Ramona, you have somebody else going to your Motley Crue concert with you.
Yes.
That's right, babe.
All right, Perry. Thank you so much. Thank
you.
And you have a good Sunday night. And I will be watching all that music you're mixing for those bands because it sounds like you're right on the pulse of everything that I've been liking. So, congratulations on everything, and
thank you.
Take
Follow
care.
the Travoltas.
All right.
And we're gonna put up the link. Just look up Travoltas and make sure it's a good Travoltas. Okay?
Yeah,
Don't be doing the
real
they
ones.
They look like they're from
Travolta.
Canada and they're goofy. Don't click on that one. Click on the good one.
Don't do it.
All right, Perry. You could.
Right.
Thank you so much, my man.
Later, brother. Thank you.
See ya.
You. All right.
Bye.
Good night. All right. Very nice guy. Oh man.
That was an awesome interview.
Yeah.
Really so interesting. We watched the whole thing. I didn't want to, I like to wait at this point. If I get in late, I miss the cutoff.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the kind word. I was trying to kind of a chronological order of my because sometimes I jump around a little bit. I'm asking all kind of but I like that I kept it like chronological. Like I just followed everything I wanted to know in the history. And it really amazes me that and if I know people don't know it, probably a lot of y'all, but y'all should really go check out that Party album. And it sounds like they're at the beach and they're playing like the bongo drum, boom, 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 and you hear the beer bottles clanking, and it sounds like they're really at the beach. And I did not know they recorded that in an abandoned school, where he lived. It's very amazing. And the music he's mixing right now, I did not know. Like I was listening to this album, I talked about the odorants or odorants, whatever they are. It's really a good album, a strong album. It sounds good. And when I found out Perry mixed it, and I'm like, man, no wonder. I mean, he has a good sound. Everything he does is very clear. And he complimented our song. You can't go wrong with that.
Great questions, Harold.
Well, thank you, Angelo. You had some good questions too. You had some very good questions.
I'm going
very,
off
very
yours.
good question.
I'm going off yours.
Yeah, good question. All right, gang. Before we go too far, look, thanks to Michael and good night, everybody. Good night, Jeff. I'm so glad you joined us for the interview.
Gotcha.
I appreciate it whenever people join us for the interview. It makes me feel good. So I want to thank Steve Man and Michael for joining me last night for the wrestling podcast from the Royal Rumble. Thank you guys. We had a good time doing that. And we might do it again pretty soon because I had a good time. I really did. Say what you will about your
Fun. I love it.
I was going to say, you talked for a long time. You had a good talk. It was really
Yeah.
I loved being in chat. If it was earlier, we would have came on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I understand completely. And that Royal Rumble ended late. Oh, that was a late one. Yeah, that was a late one. And
as soon as it started, we knew. We were like, uh-oh.
Yeah, it didn't start till 11. It's like, I don't think.
Damn.
Yeah. And Angela, I don't care what you say about you Michael. He was a pleasure to talk to.
He has an opinion. He has a good opinion on it.
Oh, he has some wrestling knowledge, and it was fun talking to him. I'll be honest with you. It was a good mix.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah, it was very good. So everybody, again, thanks to Perry from the Travoltas.
Thanks, man.
Go check them out. And let me. This weekend, I had a good weekend. Went to the casino buffet, and I made my lobster and crab buffet again.
Oh, I saw those pictures.
Oh la la! I tell you what, I was so full after that. I did not go. I had for lunch. I didn't go eat dinner, so I stayed up, and I did not go back to the hotel with my pants around my knees, falling asleep in the bed at the hotel. I stayed up the whole time. But I tell you what, that the next day, like, I guess, I mean, you only can eat so much of that as it is. It's very rich. You know, the crab is rich and everything. So like the next day, like I couldn't eat no seafood. I'll be honest with you. You know, it was like, oh, there's no way I could go eat some more crab. You know, it's like, it's especially that lobster. I think it's the lobster. Be honest with you, that lobster is. And I had 10 of them up there. There you go. There you go. There you go. Big old crawfish.
Wow, that face.
I think I had. I lose track of. Yeah, Angela, you better be nice to Michael. I'm gonna replace you with him.
Oh man,
nice.
And then, but Aaron still has to stay. So then we're gonna have so many squares. Ugh.
Hey.
You know what?
Yeah, who wants to see Billy Joe with Grandma? All right. I can't wait for that new Billy Joe song. I know it's going to be killer.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to talk about this, and I'm sorry I talked over you showing Steve's funny message that I liked. But I did want to talk about this as well. Is that song? It's so funny. He gives the little teaser, the 10 seconds where he just like plays the chords of the song.
Yeah.
And what did I call it? I was like the good night.
Good night, Saigon.
It sounds like Good Night Saigon and Piano Man mixed together. Like, it's just gonna be. Oh, I can't wait! I can't wait to hear it. I want to see how much it sounds like an AI wrote it.
Oh, geez.
Hey, I can't wait. I want to hear it too. Now we won't be able to play it on here, but
No, definitely not.
Because we're gonna get
the commercial.
Nah, I wouldn't even take a chance on that. But we can't. We will be able to talk about it. We will talk about it, and I mean, people could listen to it on their own, and we could definitely have fun with it. Or after that, when it comes, I think it comes out in the beginning of February or something. So, there you go, Steve. Scenes from Italian. A bottle.
You better be careful. There's going to be a car in your living room any second.
A bottle of Bengay, a bottle of aspirin. I'm at the nursing home tonight.
Wow, Harold.
Yeah,
I'm waiting. I want Perry to mix our music for us. You know, our new song. We're gonna get Perry Leenhouts from Travoltas, and can you imagine? I mean, you could tell he wasn't crazy. I mean, he probably learned to live with the name the Travoltas. But can you imagine like your band and like somebody else named your band and they left after 2 months and like you're stuck with that with the Travolta, with the band name. Maybe you don't care for it too much. Maybe you voted against it and now you're just stuck with a name. I mean, I think the name is cool. The Travoltas. It sounds cool. But he does have. Definitely. It is memorable and it's true. And what he said makes sense. Back in the 90s, that was before Pulp Fiction. So, he was probably, John Travolta was more of a cult figure. He
was like in between too. Like he really
he was like a cult. So it was probably cooler. Now John Travolta, you find out about John Travolta and it's like, man, I don't want to be associated with John Travolta.
Well, I will say I've been reading a lot about Scientology lately, and so I'm just like, well, that's what I think of, and that's not what we want to
I know 100%. That's what I mean. Or you think about that commercial for that the internet commercial that he did last year with the two guys, and he moved into town and he's singing about the internet. I don't know if you ever saw that commercial.
I don't know if I want to.
Oh, you never saw that commercial?
I probably did, but it doesn't.
I did. Yeah.
Okay, well then I probably did, but I don't.
I forget what company it is. Let me see. We could play it.
Yeah,
I don't think it could be like a little impromptu
Watch party.
watch party. T-Mobile. It's for T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Yeah. Here it is. New Neighbor, longer song. I don't know if no, that's a 2-minute song. No, we want
We don't need the full.
yeah. We don't need the extended version of the T-Mobile song. So yeah, here's a John Travolta. I think it came out last year for the Super Bowl. In fact, I believe. That one. New Year, New Neighbor, 2023 Big Game Day commercial. Yep, it did come out for the Super Bowl. All right. Here we go.
Home internet, what a pain in the
Hey, neighbor.
Try T-Mobile, it sets up so fast. It's like Wi-Fi that runs on 5G. Home internet from T-Mobile? Wait till you see. Tell me more, tell me more. One cord's all that you need. Tell me more,
right.
Tell me more. We're talking seriously. I can't believe it. It's just $50. Why pay more? Paying more sucks. See?
All right.
Thank you for cutting it off. I did not need to hear the finale to that.
I know. Get the hook for that.
That was
You see that's I never saw that longer version right there. It always cuts off whenever I watch that commercial. It plays on TV. It cuts off like before he's standing up and he goes slow. They never show that part in the commercial that I ever see. It's like it ends like right there. So.
Well, I'm glad you got to see it.
Nah, it's okay. I wish I would have tell you the truth, but
I know. I wish Xenu would have beaned all three of them up out of that commercial.
All right, Lexi. Good night. I'm glad Lexi was actually pretty. I told Lexi, I said we got a guest tonight, and she, oh yeah. And then I showed her, like I was showing her, I was making the intro video, and I was showing her the band and all. I showed her when they played live. I wanted to ask him about that punk rock. Well, next time, maybe I'll get.
Now you have an excuse to ask him back.
Yeah. I wanted to ask him about that reunion show that summer. But anyway, so Lexi was watching. She said, "Oh, he's coming on your show." She don't know who he is, but she saw the crowd and the people.
Yeah.
And she said, "Oh yeah." She said, "How do you get him?" I said, "I asked him. I just asked." She said, "What about he would have said no?" And then I wouldn't have had him on. And then I showed him another person we might be having. I'm waiting for. He said he's going to get back. He just has to check his schedule. Somebody who's in a movie, and I showed him the little part in the movie. Oh, you got him? Yeah. And then I went to. Oh, let me talk about. I did talk about the Dolly. I forgot about that. We skipped Wednesday night, so I went to the Dolly Rots. I met Lewis, the husband, guitar player. I did not stick around. I know Kelly came out later. I should have, but I'll be honest with you. I saw Dolly Rots. I got there. I got in. Saw Dolly Rots. Lit was coming up next, and
you left before the genius of Lit.
Oh, I got out of there. I should have waited a little bit. I went to talk to Lewis. I said thank you. He said, "Oh yeah, I remember you." And I should have asked for a selfie, but I'm weird. I don't like to bug people too much. I'm like, I feel weird. And he just finished playing the set.
I think that's better.
What's that?
I think that's better. That's not you. You want to give people their space.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. And I don't think it was meet and greet time. I think they were going to come out later and do like a little meet and greet thing. And like he was just standing at the merch booth, probably asking how they were going, or maybe that a girl he was talking to her. It looked like she was part of the merch people. And so I just said, "Hey, I'm Harold. I interviewed you." And he said, "Oh yeah, I remember you." And I kept my, that's good. That's good. I'm not I don't know. I just don't like. But it looks like if it'd be a meet and greet and other people are taking pictures. Yeah, that's one thing. But just running into somebody in the street, I don't like to hey, can I take a picture? Now, if you ever see me in the street, you're more than welcome to come ask me. I mean, I'll be happy to take a picture.
Constantly.
Yeah, I'm not a celebrity. So if somebody asks me to take a picture, either I'm going to think they think I'm weird looking or maybe they know.
Or you're hanging out with Mr. Muscles. That's the only other time.
Maybe so. Maybe Mr. Muscles. But the Dolly Rots were very good live. And I took a picture of the Dolly Rots, and I never noticed that the Dolly Rots kids come up on the stage. and one plays the yo-yo during the song because I'm muscles. Well, actually, it's because I'm awesome. But I like to just pretend like she's still saying because I'm muscles. But anyway, so the little boy's playing their thing, and the other kid's playing the drum, like they get the drum, and so I took a picture. I showed my daughter, my granddaughter. She said, "Hey, where?" I don't know why my granddaughter was asking where I was or whatever. So I took a picture. Yeah. So I took a picture. And she said, "Who's that playing the drums? Who's that kid playing the drum?" I said, "What?" And sure enough, she had picked it. She circled it, and I said, "Oh, that's the Dolly Rots kids. They're playing the drums." And so she had a million questions. When I was driving around, finding a place to park, and another thing about this show, that's why I wanted her to be. I wish it would have just been the Dolly Rots. I have a feeling if it would have just been the Dolly Rots, it would have been a small crowd. It would have been like an intimate crowd, with a few people. But because it's Bowling for Soup and lit.
You had a big, goofy nostalgia crowd.
100%, Ramona. 100%.
I don't know what's worse, the people who wanted to see it or the people who just came for one song.
And one song. That's exactly probably what majority of the people are. They were all waiting around for 3 hours for that 1985 or the lit song.
Yep. Both.
Yeah. But that's how people are.
She said she didn't have a million. Lexi said she didn't have a million questions. Let me go back. Yeah. Let me go back.
He's going to count the questions.
How far back?
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to count all
What time is after show chat? And what about the time you needed me to record something? Did you already do it? I said, no show tonight. I will need something this weekend. Okay. On the weekend or on Friday? Why is there no show tonight? And I said, I went to New Orleans and I took a picture of the band and I sent it to her. When? And why is that little girl right next to them? When did you go to New Orleans? Just you? So you left today and came back today?
She needs to know.
No.
She has the full details.
Maybe not literally a million questions, but that's probably more questions than I asked Perry from the Travoltas.
She's very thorough. We can say that.
That's true.
I know who to call when I need to get dirt and information on Harold Dufrene. She gets
oh my goodness.
For sure.
Let me tell you something. She is on a vacation tangent, and I said, well, I felt bad. She said, I want to go on vacation with y'all. I said, well, maybe we'll do something for Easter. I said, I got Carolyn opened the credit card. I got free miles for that. And I know she wants to do something. So I said, maybe for Easter, we'll go to Salt Lake City, the mountains or something.
What?
So she just kept on and kept on. She came to the you're going to book it? I said, I can't book it. I got to check with work, make sure, it's all good. Oh, but book it. Book it. You're going to forget if you don't book. I said, I promise. If it ain't so, I'm going to take you somewhere. Even if it's Las Vegas, I'm going to take you somewhere. Okay? So.
Hey.
So
you come through.
I'm obligated now. All right. So, yeah, but let me go back to the Dolly Rots. So I was trying to find a place to park. I turned around. I was going around and around. And then whenever I went in the back, there's the Dolly Rots rented. They must have rented an RV, the Cruise America RV. And I'm passing and I look slow, looking for a spot. And I said, man, maybe I should go park in front of that RV right there. They're not leaving till after the show. I could just park right there. And there's Kelly, Dolly Rot, and Lewis in the van in the RV with their kids. It looked like the kids were drawing or something, and they were sitting there with the kid. They were coloring or something. And sure enough, later on their Instagram page on Kelly, Dolly Rot, she showed the pictures they were drawing. They put it up on the wall of the RV. So that's what they were doing. I should have went knock. Hey, it's me, Harold Dufrene.
I know, I'm talking about yikes.
Oh yeah.
I know. Hey, get your kids. Your kids could be in the video too. Let me take a little video. Hold on a second.
I came this close to parking in front of that.
I know you did.
I illegally parked though, but it was good. All right, gang. I want to do something real fast.
Ooh.
May I talk about something real fast?
Please.
Of course you can.
Okay. So this weekend we went to Mississippi, and I saw a supermarket. My wife loves the Dollar General. I love an independent. If I see an independent supermarket, like I go crazy. Like, oh yeah, that's my thing right there. You know, I love a new supermarket. I like to go look at the pickles. I like to go see seasonings. I like to go do I like every. You know, I'm a freak. Okay, I like to go look. So I'm in this supermarket. I said, man, this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good one. I told my wife. I said, I could tell just by the music they're playing. It was like Willie Nelson, always on my mind or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I said, man, it'll be good. It's cool. So I'm looking around and all that, and this song comes on. And I said, man, this song, it's a Cajun song. And I'm like, why in the world are they playing this Cajun song in here? You know, and we were in Bay St. Louis in Mississippi, which is a nice little town, right? Between New Orleans and Biloxi in Mississippi. It's in the Gulf Coast. It's a little town, nice little area. And so I tell my wife, I said, man, I know that song. So I'm looking it up. And sure enough, I found it. I said, I wonder if everybody ever heard this song. So I'm going to play this song.
I'm excited already.
Yeah. Yeah, and see if y'all ever heard this song. I said, oh, if they're playing it in a supermarket in Bay St. Louis, everybody's got to have heard this song before. She said, no, nobody heard this song. I said, everybody's got to hear it. So let's play it. And I'm not going to say the name of it or nothing yet. I'm just going to play it. And see if anybody ever heard this song before, okay? Then I could talk about it after. Okay? I don't think we're going to get a copyright strike for this. So I think we're going to be good.
No, you don't think?
Okay? Yeah, I hope. You never know.
Well,
never know. You never ever know, though. All right. Here we go. All right. Y'all ready?
Swamp Gold.
Swamp Gold. Here we go.
Appaloosa so stand used to come this way on his way to sing his song. I can hear the jukebox play. I can hear the jukebox play. Alors avec moi, mon temps roulé. I can hear the jukebox play. Alors avec moi, mon temps roulé. Appaloosa so stand used to come this way on his way to sing his song. I can hear the jukebox play. I can hear the jukebox play. Alors avec moi, mon temps roulé. I can hear the jukebox play.
All right, there's a song.
I love it.
Oh, it's a good song.
Oh, I love Rufus, man. He's great.
That's like the New Orleans answer to David Peel in the Lower East Side. I love it. Sounds great.
I can hear the jukebox play. It's Appaloosa Sultan. Used to come this way. So Appaloosas is a town in Louisiana, and Sultan is the name of a guy. So his name is Appaloosa Sultan. So just like it'd be like Seattle Angelo. And Seattle Angelo, come and play. New Jersey Gene.
New Jersey.
New Jersey Gene used to come around.
Last time somebody sang a song about Gene, let me tell you. Be careful.
Steph, did you ever hear that song? So, and then I started thinking about some other Cajun songs. Okay, so I'd like to play another one for you, if you don't mind.
Okay,
please.
And I will explain this one to you. Okay, let me get it.
Is it going to be Amos Moses?
No, that's not a Cajun song.
No, you don't think so?
No, I don't think so. Do you?
He knows so.
Well, no, because it's like it deals with like.
Yeah, it's about a Cajun, but it's not a country song.
Yeah, it's different if it's about Cajun people versus.
Yeah, it's a country song, Amos. It's
Yeah.
Amos. I'm talking about real country music. Now, whenever you're going to hear this, you're going to know this is a real Cajun song, okay?
Okay.
And this is called La Cha. Well, wait. I can't even speak French, so but I want to explain something about this song.
I'm ready.
And I'm going to play this.
Okay.
And I want to tell you a story about this particular song. Okay. And my wife says, no, they never did that. I said, yes, they did. I said, I know this. I'm going to explain it in 1 second.
Okay,
Me and my wife got in an argument. Not a bad argument, but I was trying to tell her. I said, yes, this did happen. She said, no, it didn't. I said, yes. And then she said, "That's." I don't want to go too far, but I'm excited to tell the story. All right, here we go. This is called Lash Patat. Lash Patat. All right, here we go.
Hey, lâche pas la patate, mon nez, lâche pas la patate. Une chose qui claire, je fais mon affaire et je lâche pas la patate. Je vais au bal tous les samedis pour escouer mes vieilles pattes. Danse avec tous les belles filles et je lâche pas la patate. Je fais tous les clubs, je peux faire de la paillette et la ville plate. Oublie mon pas, des fois ça chauffe, mais je lâche pas.
All right.
La patate. Hey, lâche pas la patate, mon egg. Lâche pas la patate. Une chose d'éclair, je fais mon affaire et je lâche pas la patate.
All right. So, in case you don't know, that's Lash Patat, whatever it is. That translates to "Don't drop the potato."
Oh, I really like that. I
Don't
like
drop
even
the potato.
Important advice.
Yeah, don't drop the potato. So I told my wife, I said, "Oh yeah, I remember that song too." Because after that, I was like playing all this music from this guy. And my wife said, "Oh, I remember that song. I remember that song." Me too. I remember that song. Oh, Joseph Mitchell. I wish you would have been in here. Yes, we did. We did talk about Club Nouveau, and it was a very interesting part whenever Perry talked about Club Nouveau. It's like some people love Club Nouveau. It's a very different sounding Travolta song. It's towards the maybe middle of the interview, but we definitely talked about Club Nouveau. And like he said, some people love it and some people hate it. And he's like, some people really hate it, and some people don't want to do nothing with it. But I did talk about it. But that's whenever I said too, if you want a reference point, I said, but I always try to respect, people's music because they worked hard on it.
Oh yeah.
Even though it might not be my cup of tea, but sometimes it's fun to make fun of music too. But anyway, not to their face. So anyway, I'm gonna wait. So what happened is, I told my wife, I said, "Yeah, remember that song?" And they used to do the potato dance at the old fairs at the Cajun festival. And she said, "No." I said, "Yeah, they used to do the potato dance. They put that potato on their head, and you'd press that potato between you and your wife, you and your girl, or whatever, or you and your partner, and you would go and you dance, and you don't want to drop the potato. You would push it against your head." Was that Ramona?
That's fun.
Yeah, so you dance with, and you'd play this song, "Lash Patat Manato, hey, Lash Patat," and they would say, "Don't drop the potato." And then so I told my wife, I said, "Yeah, remember that?" She said, No, that never happened. I said, "Yes, I went to the Cajun Fest." I said, "In fact, whenever I was a kid, I remember the old people dancing, and me and my friend Little Skelly, we were jerks, and we went sit right in the middle of the dance floor, the old people. And this old lady comes and kicks me, and she dropped her potato. She kicked me, and she said, "Moody, you big," and she was all mad at me. And my wife said, "Well, that's good for you. You deserve to get."
You two are made for each other.
I know, it's so funny.
She said, "That's good for you going and sit down in the middle of the." But she said, "I don't remember none of that." So here we go. I looked high and low, and I did find a video of the Cajun potato. Now, they aren't playing the La Patate song on this one. Shame on them, but it is a Cajun potato dancing contest. Okay, so
Wow.
Here we go.
I'm
I
excited.
don't know why they weren't playing the good song for it. Maybe they didn't know any better. But here we go. Here's the potato dance right here.
Oops.
There you go. There's
Harold,
the potato
Harold, I
dance.
saw Mrs. Dufrene at the beginning. Do you see that blonde person? No, for real. Rewind it.
Oh,
She's
all
right
right.
there.
All right, here we go. Let's see what you're talking about.
All right, and pause it.
All right, wait, I messed up. Oh, and we have a Travis. What's Travis spinning? 1 second. I almost forgot.
Yeah, yo.
Hey, yo.
All right, here we go.
Right, ready. Wait. Right there.
Oh, okay.
Here. See, it looks like her.
Putting him in.
There you go. All right, you must say I had a haircut back then. All right. All right.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Hey, Harold.
Oh, you have to give me a second. You have to give me a second.
Never mind.
Fine.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was getting stuff ready for the show, and Perry from he came in like 10. He came in super early, like 10 minutes after 8, and I'm like, "Hey man," he said, "I just want to make sure my thing was good," and I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, and then we talked like for 20 minutes before. He was cool. We talked like about 20. I said, "Man, I hate to ask you," and then we talked about kind of stuff. My nose is running tonight. I was asking like stuff I wouldn't ask like on the air about family and all that other stuff. So
Getting the juicy details.
I know.
Yeah.
The serious hot behind the scenes. If you're not watching Untucked, you're only getting half the story.
That's
We don't
right.
get the before show chat.
No, only the after.
You could have gotten it before. Yeah, you had the link. What do you want me to do?
I said we don't air it. I didn't say
I know. Yeah, nothing against the before show chat.
Yeah, you get the after show chat too.
Yeah,
and that's really whoop whoop.
Yeah. All right. So somebody want to ask me?
Hey yo,
what's up, Ramona?
What's Travis spinning?
Well, I don't know, Angela. Why don't you play the theme and we'll find out?
All right, let's roll it.
Now it's time for the question everyone's asking. What's Travis spinning?
My life till now has been filled with doubt. That is not a Travolta song. That is a Mr. T Experience song. No, that is Mr. T Experience. If it would be a Travolta song, it would be I don't know.
I know one song by Mr. T. I can't remember.
Oh, Mr.
All I
T
know
Experience.
is that it's the Mr. HD Experience. That's
I'm curious to know what song you know from Mr. T Experience.
It was on some Nitro compilation. I have to look it up to find out.
They have a lot of good music. I'm going to tell you what, Dr. Frank is really accomplished musician. He's
My
one of the
Spotify DJ. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm good. See, like some people I'd wanted, like I really love their music and I'd like to talk to them. And there's some people I love their music, but I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to them. And Dr. Frank is one person that I wouldn't feel comfortable talking to him. Not that he's a mean guy. He's probably the nicest guy in the world, but he's kind of laid back, sarcastic, kind of, but he's a really seemed like a good guy, but it's not somebody I don't want to talk. You know what I mean? Like certain people I wouldn't feel comfortable. Yeah, I wouldn't feel comfortable. I love
know if the person would be compatible with your style,
I'll put it this way. I would like to talk to people I don't know anything about. Dr. Frank is out there so much that he puts so much of his life up on. He analyzes his songs and I don't feel a need to talk to him because I think I know everything I want to know about him, as opposed to Perry Leenhouts from the Travoltas, which stays private and you never hear from him. You never hear from him, and you don't know the stories behind the records that I love. So it's different. So all right, but besides that, I hope Travis listened to the Travoltas or Deodorant. I don't know if it's deodorant or odorants. I said odorants. It looked like
I think I think it might be a pun. Deodorants.
Deodorants.
I don't know.
I know. I looked that up.
It's odorants, right, Angela?
Yeah.
Or if it's just odorants, because that's a lot of punk bands don't have that V at the front.
And they are from Finland. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. I have no clue. I'm just going based on what I've heard tonight.
I'm curious, but let's see if it is deodorant. Deodorant. Maybe it is a pun. Maybe it is. Oh, deodorant.
In my brain, it is.
Yeah, deodorant. It's Joey Odorant. Hey, it's Joey Odorant.
It's deodorant.
It's DD Odorant.
Yeah.
DD Odorant. I love when Dan's got all the last name like that.
Yes, me too.
I know.
That's what I was like hoping with the Travoltas. Like if they were like a theme band, that could have been funny, and they were all Travolta.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's
That'd
not
be
what
great.
their vibe is, but it's really funny.
I'm Mickey Travolta, John's brother. That's what I would love to. And they did have a John. I would love to have a John Travolta. Yeah, it's John Travolta from the Travolta.
No relation.
No relation. All right, here we go.
Hey, after show chat gang, it's your buddy Travis again with What's Travis Spinning. This week I'm spinning a brand new album that just came out today, Alkaline Trio's Blood, Hair, and Eyeballs. Super incredible album by the boys of Alkaline Trio, one of the better ones of the most recent years. If you like Matt Skiba and the Secrets, Dana and Adreo, and his solo projects, or any of pop punk or alternative, I definitely suggest you check this album out. It's one of the better pop punk albums of the last 10 years, I'd say. So, see you again next week with What's Travis Spinning.
Hey.
All right. What do you think about that, Angelo?
That one's on my radar. I put it out on my queue, but I haven't heard it yet. But I want to hear it. I like them. I like a lot.
What about you, Ramona? You have an opinion about them?
About Alkaline Trio?
I don't. I just don't. I just never got into them. Never really heard them much of anything out of them. I think I heard them cover Pet Sematary by the Ramones, maybe.
Yeah.
I think that might be the only thing I know.
They have a lot of really good melodies and all that stuff. That's what I loved about that band.
Yeah.
Not so much the vocal. It's kind of it all sounds the same at that point, but like the instrumentals are like my favorite. That's all I listen to in music videos, really.
Yeah. When it's no hate on my end, I can't even conjure what they sound like. Honestly, I just never got into them.
I'm sorry. I was talking to Perry. I sent him a message. Yeah, I used to be into them. I used to like them back in the day. Wasn't my favorite, but I found they were I always listened to them, all their music. I haven't listened to them in a long time. I should probably put their music on my playlist. It's just one of them bands I forgot about. I didn't know they even had a new album, tell you the truth. I find the vocalist, Matt, either you're going to like him or you're not going to like him. It's just one of them, it's...
Hey, to be honest, I've been pushed pretty hard by that guy before. He's physically pushed me before, and I remember that.
Wow, why he pushed you?
I was in his way.
Trying to take a selfie of him?
He came from the entrance of the venue towards the stage, and I was standing right there, and he's like, I was like, oh, all right, thanks.
Wow.
Hey, Angelo, I can't believe you got pushed by Matt
He punched
Skiba.
me.
I know.
Not in that way.
Angelo never washed his shoulder ever since.
Now, Angelo.
one stinky shoulder.
Angelo, let me ask you something.
Yes.
May I ask you something?
Of course you can.
Let me show you something real fast.
Oh, geez. What do you got, Harold?
Multi-layer presentation right now.
You let this guy push you.
Yeah.
You let this guy push you.
Yeah.
Harold's gonna be disparaging about the guy.
I'm not putting him down. I'm just saying, Angelo, I think you could have took him and you let him push you around.
How tall is he?
He's like a little bit taller than me.
Okay.
How would Angelo know? He was on the ground. He got pushed down to the ground.
Well, luckily, one of my friends was working the merch table. I just swiped something.
Don't say that. He's gonna want that money now, Angelo.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Statute of limitation. I don't know when
Internet's forever. I'm just kidding.
It's like one of them. It's like one of them bands. I mean, I liked it, but I won't have to listen to a new one and let Travis know what I think. Like I said, it's one of them bands I don't think about too much. You know.
Hey, Harold.
Yo.
I want to shout out somebody in the chats. It's one of my young clients from work, Little Pineapple, Mr. Liam.
Oh.
Where say hi to Liam?
Hey, Liam.
Hello.
Hi.
What's going on, brother?
Liam.
He's never seen me without a mask. This is what I look like. Okay?
Oh.
This is the only place you're going to see me.
Yes.
And poor Liam. I am so sorry, Liam, that you had to find out when you came on the show that your hero Angelo got pushed around by Matt Skiba.
Andy has
Shocking.
Sorry. No, we appreciate you watching. Yeah. I'm so happy you're watching.
And Liam, if you want to keep on getting good haircuts, you have to watch our show every week.
Man, Angelo, you're really gonna be pushing.
No, he knows my joke.
You're really pushing your luck there. The Matt Skiba. I'm just seeing what he was more too mainstream for me too. Beyond Alkaline Trio,
they had pretty mainstream. When he was in Blink 182 and stuff, that's kind of.
Oh, he was in Blink 182.
Yeah, they had an album and everything.
Oh, why?
I'm sorry, Angelo, I wasn't trying to talk over you though.
No, you're good.
I ain't listening to that.
I found that very weird.
It's not good.
I'm not a big Blink 182 girl, but I liked one album by them. It was like a more serious one, the one with just the smiley face on the cover that came out in like 2003.
Uh-huh.
And it was really good and dynamic. It wasn't goofy. There was no dick and fart jokes. They had a song with Robert Smith from The Cure. It was like a really good one.
Oh yeah, I
liked them as far as I liked that. Not a big fan, but I thought it was so weird. How do you replace that Tom DeLonge's voice? I mean, come on, just call it a new band at that point.
Don't waste your time.
Really, I mean, it's pretty specific.
Yeah.
Oh, Perry did respond to me.
People do what they do. I'm not trying to whatever. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Perry sent me an email. He said he had a great time, so makes me feel better. Of course, what he's going to say, man, I had a horrible time on your show.
I mean, it was great. I don't know.
I think he enjoyed. I think he saw the appreciation in his.
You talking about like knowing him for so long? I didn't even know that you knew him like that long. I didn't know it went that back that far until I did my research. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, their music really since 2000 probably. I mean, just 24 years I've been listening to the band, you know, and it's honestly a lot of these bands. When I tell these bands that they made a difference in my life and they got me through some hard times, I'm being 100% honest. Yeah. I'm not blowing smoke up their butts.
Ooh, Harold. Last night, speaking of bands that you've talked to that you've known for a long time, I went and saw this really awesome band last night called the Tripwires from here. And what's a guitarist from the Fastbacks? He was there.
Kurt Block.
Yeah,
Kurt Block.
Yeah. Maybe think of you. He was just like chilling out. He was having a good time.
Oh.
Hey, you should. Hey, by the way, check out the Tripwires. And there's also a band that played those really rad called Spiders from Uranus.
Oh.
I'll
have to check him out. Yeah, Kurt Block. That's his name, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're coming out with new music, the Fastbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about Blink 182.
Oh, geez.
I hate Blink 182. Okay,
but I'll wait to respond to Steve so I can respond to you too.
But let me tell you something. When Blink 182 came out, okay, when they had the Buddha album, I looked it up right now, and the Chest Album Cat, I loved Blink 182. They were like one of my favorite bands when they.
Yeah.
It was not until Dude Ranch came in that I hated them.
Hey,
well, that's because that's when they blew up with Damn It.
Yeah,
that's what happens. You blow up, and that was even before Travis Barker was in the band. I think.
Yeah, it was.
Did he play on Dude Ranch?
No, he hadn't played until like Enema.
Yeah,
right. That's so wild.
The first two Blink 182, I'm telling you, man, I remember having the cassette even, and I used to play the crap out of that.
That was amazing at that time.
You know, it was I liked the sound of it. It was good. When that Dude Ranch came in, I said, dude, I'm out of here. Whew. I forget about this.
Yeah.
I talk about a change.
Because you get evolution in bands and stuff, but if it's like their level, it went from like kind of serious then to immature, and then now they're all in their 50s and stuff, still saying the same stuff. It's kind of just that old gimmick, you know.
And I don't
the new stuff's really. I'm sorry, Harold.
No, go ahead, Ramona.
The new stuff, and I haven't listened to the album or anything, but it does seem funny with these guys being like, "Oh, we're like." Being wild, like kind of feeling like, oh, we're gonna be offensive or something, and it's like, dude, it's not the same thing. You're not being offensive by saying, dick, get it?
Yeah, like you made it edgy 20 years ago.
I know.
Like,
and I think that's why I hated Dude Ranch so much. There's a point where dumbing down and being immature and being just dick jokes and all this, and it's not, to me, it's not funny. You know, it's like I get it. Some people, to me, it's the jock mentality. You know, it's just, and it's not
right.
And there's funny, and you could be funny, but when you're just immature and you just
and that's all you rely on, and it's not fun because there's a time and a place where you could throw something like that in and it can be funny, but like it has to be funny. You're not only doing, I don't know. It's just
it can't be your whole gimmick. It can't be your whole thing. You know, it can't be your thing that you just and that's probably what threw me off one. And I don't mind, and I love bands that evolve, change. I mean, I think it's always good, you know, a band changes because look, music you're playing in 2000 it's got to be different than the music you're playing in 2024. I mean, you got to, you know, it's got to be different. Because you go through so much in your life, and
imagine what the Ramones would sound like now.
I can imagine they'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. Bum, 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 bum. I honestly don't think Johnny Ramone could have wrote any other song besides the music that the Ramones played. But hold on one second. I need another beer. Hold on.
Oh, beer time.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, good. I didn't have anything to add. Oh, here, grab Callie real quick.
Callie, come here.
See, with like Blink-182, like they didn't do it like another big band like Green Day. I know Harold doesn't like Green Day that much, but you know, they didn't hit it like, I don't know. They were both kind of went the same ways, but in a different way, you know. Oh, Mom, here's the cat for you.
Yeah, this is for Teresa asking.
Yeah.
Here's Callie.
They're around, Mom.
I wonder though, Angelo, you brought up hey, we have a visitor.
Yes. Teresa was asking about the cats, so I was like, grab her. She's here. We just
Awesome.
the background covers the food now, so you can't see them when they jump up and eat behind us anymore.
And Angelo, back to what you were saying about the Ramones. I would have loved to know, and not only the Ramones, but talking about the Ramones, but Joey Ramone.
Mm-hmm.
I would just love to know what Joey would have did and what the music he would have made if he would have passed away 20.
I mean, he would have led. He would have paved a good way for the state of punk today, I think.
Yeah,
he's got elders. He's like a god to most of us.
Oh, I guarantee he would have been. I mean, you can only imagine what I mean, because he and not only with the Ramones, but like when he did stuff with other people too, it was always great. And he sat in with some bands, and they have a cover, a Cheap Trick cover that he sat in with. I forget the name of the band, but that's great. I don't know. Who knows? We only dream. That's all we could do, huh?
I mean, we won't ask AI. I mean, we could ask AI to do it, but probably wouldn't be good.
Hey, all right. What time is it? Oh man, we've been almost 2 hours. Some of us over here got here on time, and we've been working for almost 2 hours now. Some of us are fresh. Some of us been burning the midnight oil.
I know you did a lot of hours with the review show last night and everything.
I'm kicking butt. And I think we're gonna do the rest. I like doing the wrestling thing. That was fun. I don't know if I'm gonna do it for pay-per-view. I'm probably gonna do it again for WrestleMania.
I was gonna say WrestleMania. Yeah, we'll try. Yeah. I'm so we're gonna go to a wrestling show in Philly for Mania weekend, but I'm like, I didn't go to Mania. I've never gone because I'm like, I don't freaking want to go to a giant stadium at all. Where I'm just like always tempted to maybe I'll get nosebleeds and just go and see one of the nights. But then I'm like, no, I just think you can't. I can't. I don't want to. I would much rather watch it on my TV.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I would love to go to. I love to go to the Indies.
Yes. Yeah.
The Indies.
Yeah, we're going to the Indies more.
Awesome.
Nice.
Awesome. Which one? The one y'all like?
Yeah, we're going to the Effie's Big Gay Brunch 9. I think
it's 9.
Yeah, because he did one this weekend for the Rumble. He a lot of times they'll do. Yeah, they'll go if there's a big a bunch of indie shows or something, or if it's a big one of the big.
Yeah, it's great. Effie's great, and all the GCW people.
GCW. We might see another show or something. We'll see, but probably just that one.
Yeah,
because it's at 11 in the morning.
Oh shit!
Wow. And I'm gonna tell you, I went to WrestleMania in Houston that 1 year.
Ooh.
And
what year was you ish? I guess you could look at the list.
It was in the Astrodome. It was the last thing they had in the Astrodome. Let me see.
What was the main event?
Austin versus Rock.
Oh wow! All right, there you go.
Wow.
17.
Okay.
17. 2001. 17.
Oh.
April 2001. And we went, and so I had that fan access. I went over there, and I'm thinking, man, this would be so much fun. All this. I can't wait. Take pictures. And first off, you go to that fan, even back then, 2000, you go to that fan access, and I'm like, oh, I'll have face to face with the Rams. I'll be looking at all this. Man, you go in there, the line is
yeah.
It's unbelievable.
For those.
Oh, and the line to see the wrestlers are unbelievable. It's like I didn't see Ernie Ladd's shoe, and I did shake hands with Ernie Ladd, so I did get to do that. But
did you do those both at the same time?
Yeah, it was the old legend, and they had Ernie Ladd's shoe, and I looked at it, and Ernie Ladd was right there. And
that's funny. That's funny. You like that. They put that next to him.
Yeah. And he, you know what he told me? He said, "You're that Cajun dirty dog, aren't you?" No, he didn't say that.
I'm sure he did not.
Yeah.
I don't think he even said hello to me. He probably just, I don't know. Maybe I was dreaming. Maybe I even did shake his hand. I don't even remember. Maybe I waved to him. And then I went to WrestleMania. Then I went inside in the Astrodome, and oh my God, the seats and we weren't high, but the seats were so far back. It was like
you can't. I feel like there's like 10 rows of seats in a stadium like that where you get a good view, and then the rest is just.
I could not see nothing. I mean, when Linda McMahon got out that wheelchair and slapped Vince McMahon, I could not even see. I just had to go look on the big screen.
Yeah, you're just watching the screen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the big British flag whenever William Regal came out. I had the big British flag, and some kid behind me got mad at me because I was rooting for William Regal. And
he's the best.
Was he William Regal during the He's a Man, or was he had a different name?
He was the besmirched right before he became the commissioner around that.
Yeah, that
time,
makes sense.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah. Like he ran into what's the big African warrior kind of guy. He was a wrestler. I forget what his name was, but anyway, he like ran into him backstage, and William Regal was like, making his funny faces and all that other good stuff.
I know. Yeah, he was always good for the faces.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he was the Intercontinental Champion at that time. I believe he was. And I think he lost the title for wrestling. I'm not 100% sure, but I couldn't see nothing.
You remember it pretty well for not being able to see it.
Yeah.
Well, I remember because I remember what was going on, but I also remember I couldn't see nothing. So like for Rock and Hogan, Rock and Austin,
yeah,
I just laughed. I said,
yeah, right. Get out the parking lot.
Yeah, I said we just laugh, and we said, and a lot of people were leaving, probably couldn't see, and at that time, like people were tired of like this was like so many times the Rock met.
I was gonna say, yeah, which number of Rock and Austin?
Yeah,
yeah, totally.
And that's the one. I got back to the room and I kind of watched it. Maybe I did watch the ending. I don't think we had pay-per-view in the hotel room. But anyway, I must have saw it later and just thinking that I saw it. But that's the one that Vince went help Austin win against The Rock. And he stood in the ring shaking hands and like Austin became a heel.
Yeah, that's like so many people are like that just like ruined his character.
Yeah, that's when he became a heel. Then after that, that's when he would play Kumbaya songs with Vince but it was funny. They did have the Kurt Angle with the little bitty cowboy hat. Oh, that was a classic. Oh my goodness. I got you. He gave Vince one of them cowboy hats, and he had a cowboy. And Kurt Angle goes, "What about me? Oh, don't worry, buddy. I got you a cowboy hat too." And it was a little monkey hat, like a little baby hat, cowboy hat. And that was funny.
I know. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ramon.
I know I'm biased because this is like a Juggalo favorite, but is the wrestler you were trying to think of Kamala?
Kamala. Yeah.
Kamala,
I forget the name.
At Juggalo stuff. I've seen Kamala win the championship, I think. The JCW championship. That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, he ran into Kamala in the backstage. Now Kamala, he had health problems. I think he had diabetes and he lost some, it was a pretty sad story. Yeah, we're not gonna. I don't want to get into the.
No,
last
I don't.
Night too, I didn't want to get into it either.
Thanks.
We'll find out what happens. It happens, but we all know people aren't good.
I was like, what?
Yeah, people aren't good, and what are you gonna do? You're always gonna have them. You're always gonna have them, and then you have the good people.
Without having to read those reports, that's all I can say.
What's that?
I said I'm just good without never having to read the details of those reports. Like I'm good, thanks.
I'll watch. I hate to go into a wrestling tangent, and I'm not gonna bring up too much about it. But I was watching Jim Cornette. I was watching his podcast. I was listening to this. And I don't want to go into details. I mean, either of the text or whatever it was, but some of that stuff was like, "There's no way, just no way somebody could be say that or what they're saying he did.
It's
There's
nice
just
that you
no
believe
way.
that. I'm glad that you don't think that the depths of the world could go that bad. But
I know. But
it's nice to live in that reality. But I don't agree. That's all I can say.
I'd rather live in a world where I just couldn't believe. I mean, and I would not want nothing to do with.
That's all I can say. Like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't want nothing to do. But I don't know. It's
sensational. That's all we can say. And certainly, there's no place for any of us to have any commentary on this nonsense.
I mean,
that we
it's
know nothing
just
about.
I like to think of positivity, and I just can't. There's a lot of stuff like I'm saying. No. There's no way people could do that, but people do, and it's a sad situation, and not only that situation, but all over, And it's like I don't want to think about that crap. So, but guess what? He resigned. I'm moving on. I will still watch wrestling.
We can all be happy for that. Yes, and just move on,
yes,
please.
Move
Thank
on.
You. Yes,
and
happy with that.
And the wrestling world is better now than it was whenever he was around. Anyway, it's much more entertaining and like we said last night, I couldn't believe, and I hate to go into wrestling tangent because we did it last night, but I could not believe that they would put the TNA champion, that's another wrestling organization, in the Royal Rumble and make her look so strong.
It was interesting. It's certainly interesting to see like what's going to happen with TNA with that. I agree. I was surprised.
I was surprised.
TNA? I was like, wow.
If it would have been the old days, they would have had. If that would happen, they would have the TNA Women's Champion come out in the Royal Rumble, get in there, and get thrown out by Nia Jax, just whipped over the top like nothing else. That surprised me a lot. Was that? But it's a whole different time, and
yeah. It's a new frontier.
Yeah. Surely is. Oh well. All right, gang. I think we covered everything that we needed to cover,
and more.
And we had a little Cajun history lesson.
Yes.
Appaloosa Susan used to come my way. I could hear the jukebox play.
Yeah, the potato.
We're gonna have to try the potato dance.
I'm gonna try it with my wife too. Yeah, no,
she's gonna love it.
Yeah.
Now, is there a specific kind of potato?
Oh.
It's supposed. I think it's supposed to be a sweet potato.
Oh well, that's big.
But I don't think the cake. When I used to see it, they used to do a regular. I mean, I was a kid. I really don't remember what kind of potato they used. I just remember getting kicked by that old lady, getting a Moody. Moody, you don't. You don't. I don't know. She said some bit, but she said Moody. You. She said to me in French, like Moody. You. I don't know what she said. Tell you the truth. Moody, I just remember getting kicked by the old lady, but we deserved it. My wife's right. We were just sitting on the dance floor being little jerks, messing up people's potato dance, thinking we're funny. Shame on us. Appaloosa Susan used to come my way. I would like to remake that song. I would like to remake that song.
I was literally just gonna say, this, Harold, and I want you to know because maybe you can. I was gonna say one day, whenever we get together, wherever it is, I'm gonna go on Craigslist. We're gonna find the cheapest accordion we can find, and we're gonna go buy it. And then I'm gonna learn all these songs, and you're gonna make a quick little acoustic album, just like that party album you're talking about. Just like that. We're gonna do it.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. That'd be awesome. And Angelo could play the drums and the bongos.
Yeah.
And
if wherever we meet is close enough, I'll bring my accordion. But if it's not, we'll buy one.
Yeah, we'll bring the recording setup too.
Oh, Muscle Beach, Mr. Muscles used to come around.
Oh yes. Oh, I can't wait. It's gonna happen.
It is gonna happen.
Jesus used to play the jukebox now. Hey, hey, la, ba, roulette, the bon ton roulette. I don't even know what they say. I have to ask my wife, what they're saying. She said, tell me about tomorrow. And well, I know a little bon ton roulette, let the good times roll. So let the place, there's no tomorrow, there may be no tomorrow, let the good times roll, or something like that.
Let the good times roll.
I was surprised. We're gonna go, but I was surprised. Perry mentioned the Cars as a big influence. Now I get it for their music too. Yeah, a lot of synth in their music, some of that stuff. So
yeah.
All right, yay or nay? Quick one. The Cars, yay or nay?
Oh,
Ramona.
I mean, they're all right.
What's their most popular song?
Just What I Needed.
Oh, I fucking hate that song.
They're all right. They have some cool stuff. They have some cool guitar parts. Like they're just like any other bands. They good, good stuff sometimes.
Yeah, I would.
The biggest fun fact that I used to like too is that Rick Ocasek produced the first Weezer album. And it makes sense too. They have those little synthy things on there. Yeah.
So he also produced Bad Brains.
Oh, that's fun. He was the beatnik in Hairspray.
Oh.
Rick Ocasek. Even if the cars aren't good, he gets a pass, I think.
I would disagree with you. In the most popular song of all time, it would be "Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight." Who's gonna drive
you home?
Oh, okay. Wow, I had no idea. I didn't know that was the same. Oh, okay.
She Used to Be Mine, and they do that rip-off Beatles guitar riff.
Yeah, I know. They had an extensive.
Shake it up.
Shake
it up.
It's a name.
They have a lot of songs.
It's an N-A-Y. Big N-A-Y.
Okay. Nay for you. Angelo, Cars, yay or nay? Any reason?
Oh, I love all the synth. Yeah, I love all the synth stuff. I love the melodies. They're too catchy. That's why I don't listen to them too much, because I'll just be doing that for like a month or two, in my head. But yeah, hell yay.
What do you think about Harold Dufrene? Yay or nay for Harold Dufrene?
Can I answer that question first?
Yeah.
Nay.
Anybody
else? The nay blew him away.
Harold, you didn't know that? Okay, no. Harold all day, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
yay
for Ultra.
Yay. Okay. Ramona, yay for the Cars for me. Yay or nay?
No, yay for you. I think a nay for the Cars at this point.
From you.
Yeah, for me. But they're fine. It's not a passionate nay.
I agree.
Just I'm not rushing to listen to the Cars these days.
I will say for me, it's a big yay.
Yay.
Yay for the Cars. Except for Heartbeat City. Except for the one that has Drive and hello again. The Magic. I didn't care for that album. But every other Cars album I love. Especially, I mean, probably because it's my time. And that was, when school came around and it was quirky. The Cars and everything else, and I used to listen to that Candio all the time. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The Cars, I looked it up in 2011, made a new album, and I loved the new album.
Really?
Loved it, right? And they never made another one after that, but it was very good. I liked it. So I'm a big Cars fan. Big Cars fan.
Yay.
And I like to drive them. What would I do without my car too? Get in here in my car. No, that wasn't the car.
No,
that's what I was going to say.
Gary Newman.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
All I know about Gary Newman is cars.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think you would particularly enjoy the rest of his music.
We saw him live a few years ago.
Yeah, he's great, and he's a good person.
Yeah, he is. He's so cool.
Now I'm curious to know what else he does.
It's very like
really small place.
dark, like goth music and
yeah.
weird stuff.
He was like he kind of like almost like laid the groundwork for some of the more melodic, like electronic goth music and like industrial type stuff, and like singing about like dystopian future themes, but like in the 70s and real like robotic kinds of sound and stuff. And then later, he kind of went back around and started sounding like darker and sounding like Nine Inch Nails and stuff.
Wow.
And then and him and Trent Reznor were really good friends. Trent Reznor sponsored him when he became an American citizen. So there was kind of like a hands in hands, like really cute shit. He has a very long career with a lot of like stylistic changes, but always like dark and electronic.
That makes sense. Jen Hooff, yes, I love Moving in Stereo. That was awesome. That's a song I used to listen to in my headphones too. And 12-year-old Harold Dufrene would love the Cars too. Steve Temple, Candy. Oh, that's what that was my jam too. Listen to that a lot. All right. All right. I'm just looking at the chat. All right, gang. Let's end it right now and let's call it a night, I guess. Thank you, Perry. Leenhouts. I didn't want to say his last name because I think it's Leenhouts. Leenhouts. You know, because he
didn't want to mispronounce it.
I didn't want to mispronounce. I didn't want to. I don't like to. I don't like to insult.
I like.
Oh wow, Lexi just went to bed.
Wow, late night.
Ooh, I hear that.
Wow, thank you, Lexi, for staying up late at night. Oh, thank you. You regret it at school in the morning.
Yep.
We will be back. I hope. Shout out to little Aaron. I hope little Aaron's feeling better.
Aaron. Love you, Aaron. Big
yes.
I know, sending karma.
We missed you.
We did.
Yeah, I wish you could have got to talk to Perry. I think you would have had some good little thing in there. And I'm still impressed that I think he was just being nice, saying good stuff about our team. So. But Kurt Baker liked it too. Kurt Baker liked it too. Kurt Baker really liked it. I think it's quirky.
Start being cunty.
It's not worth guessing people's intentions. Just take it at face value.
I know. It just makes me feel good. Just makes me feel good because it is a quirky song that we worked on.
I know.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, it is a good song. It is a good song. I got to stand by my music.
And it's a good song that you need to record your new vocals for.
I know because we're working over here.
We are. I'm gonna get it done.
It's just gonna be fast.
Oh, it's like Perry said. Everybody's busy we do stuff, and then it's like, oh, do I have to help and record the vocals? Oh, but wait, I gotta help and do a mystery song. Oh, do I need to record it? Oh, wait, I got to make the story of Flex masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I got to do this. It's like you start working on other stuff. So I know. Oh, and an update real fast. I got to tell you, Johnny is doing fine. Johnny.
Yeah. Sorry, I was cut out for a second.
Oh, Johnny is doing fine. Okay. Mr. Muscles is still going, and Johnny's doing fine, staying with us right now.
I'm glad you're taking good care of him.
He had a good buffet. He had all the crabs he could eat this weekend at the casino. And listen to this. He won $500 in the craps table.
Right on.
Yeah. I watched him. I didn't play. I watched Johnny.
You didn't play at all?
No. I played the slots. He just went. I just let him lose. I said, "Go in the craps table." And the next thing you know, man, he's rolling them bones like crazy, ordering 7 and 7s and just rolling them bones.
Wow, risky.
He is. He lives. He lives risky, but he knew when to quit. He knew when to quit.
At least you know how to tell him to stop.
Yeah. Now, I just played slots. I stayed away. The craps table was a little bit too expensive for me on the weekends over there. So I played my penny slots. 1 penny at a time.
Grandpa games.
Oh, that's the one $4. I mean 4 cents. Oh, shout out to that freaking security guard. Here I am in the casino. Me and my wife goes downstairs. We grab us a beer, a nice Keystone, and walk down to the casino. Walk from our hotel room, staying in the hotel room in the casino. Walk down, walk on the casino floor, and mind my own business. Here comes this jerk security guard, takes his job too seriously. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. What? Some people like playing the slot machine. Sir, he's calling you. I'm like, what the? I was going to walk away. I didn't care. What he's going to do? Chase me? I'm like,
if he wants you so bad, then he should chase you.
I know, I'm already annoyed right now. Yeah, I'm like so irritated right now.
What do you have in your hand? I said, it's a Keystone Light.
Yeah.
It's a Keystone.
I'll tell you what I have in my hand.
Yeah, it's a Keystone. Oh, no, we don't sell that in here. You can't be walking around the casino floor with a beer that we don't sell over here. I said,
are you sure?
Yeah, I said, good. I'm going to go throw it away. I'm going to drink all your beer. I was so pissed off. I'm going to say, good, I'm going to go drink your free beer instead. Well, that's the rules. But I don't give a get it. No, I walked in the casino a million times and nobody ever told me nothing. Now you're going to.
So obnoxious.
Yeah, and then I saw him chase somebody else down. Like we went in the corner, we were drinking. I said, I ain't chugging. I'm throwing and going to get me a free beer. So I threw it down. Me and Carolyn was so mad. And then we walk in and he was chasing somebody else. Sir. He was walking like, I said, look at that. I said, we could have just waited until he goes chase somebody else down and just walk in that freaking casino without Keystones. Pissed me off. Shout out to him. All right, gang. And Gene and Ramona froze. Angelo.
Yes.
What show we're watching?
We are watching the after show chat. Good night.
It's going to be that time of the night when we gather to chat all night. Come join us and see what we got. Having fun and doing it, cool shots. Watch our videos now, blah, blah. Well, join us and then no care shall be forgot. It's the after show chat. With everywhere, Harold and Travoltas, can you see? It's the after show chat. We'll have some fun. Games going on. We don't know what else to sing about. So hurry and something. The clock is ticking and time to start the show. What time it is, we just don't.